Welcome back to Butterfly Effect Tarot. My name is Lorraine, and today's topic is where are you currently at within your path? There are three groups, and the timestamps for each group will be in the description box in the comment section below. If the readings and messages resonate, please feel free to like and subscribe, and you can let me know in the comments if you choose. To all of my subscribers and returning viewers, as always, I thank you. I greatly appreciate you. Newer viewers, welcome. And if interested after this video, you may return to the channel. There are other topics, videos, and readings there as well. But other than that, let's go ahead and get into each one of your messages. Welcome to your reading, Pile 1, regarding where you currently at on your path. So I've already pre-shuffled and pulled the cards. I do tend to prefer to pull 5 cards, but 6 cards came through. So we'll go ahead and look into the cards that's come through, and then we'll get into the reading. So the first card out is the Three of Swords, followed by the Eight of Cups. And then we have the Six of Cups, followed by the Knight of Wands. And then we have the Page of Pentacles, followed by the Eight of Wands. Bottom of the deck energy is the Eight of Swords. So really quickly, it doesn't matter if you're male or female, masculine or feminine energy. The messages should apply no matter what. So essentially what I see here is that for this group, you are currently on your path at a time right now where you're stepping into this very confident, bold, and courageous energy. I do see here that for some of you, you are pursuing passion projects or maybe creative business endeavors that you're now wanting to put your energy and time into. Some of you could be going back to school. Some of you are simply just wanting to step more into your power, get out more, maybe pursue hobbies or live life, travel, explore. There's definitely an energy of wanting to enjoy life and to create the life that you want for yourself. There's a lot of kind of authoritative leadership energy coming through, a lot of energy of you taking risks, taking leaps of faith, really living in a very fearless and bold but exciting and fun way. So some of you, this could simply mean that you're wanting to have more fun in your life. You're wanting to maybe get out and be more social for some of you. Some of you could even be wanting to maybe open up to the idea of dating again. But with the Page of Pentacles going into the Eight of Wands, I do feel like for some of you, there could be this kind of opportunity or sudden unexpected offer that comes in. It has to do with something that you're very skilled and creative at, and it also opens the door for you to make money off of this. So something that you do for work or career, but you enjoy it. So it doesn't really feel like work. But with the Page of Pentacles, it is something that has the opportunity to bring in financial abundance for you. And some of you, this could be the energy of you manifesting in an opportunity, manifesting in something where you have already put out a passion project or something creative, or you're now pursuing something that your heart has been dreaming about pursuing for a long time. But I feel like for a while it was kind of on hold. Because with the Eight of Swords at the bottom, this tells me that for a lot of you in your past or present, it depends on where you're at in this point. But with the Eight of Swords, some of you went through a period where you were stuck. You were probably going through a lot of transformations. You were going through a lot of energies of maybe healing mentally and emotionally. The Eight of Swords is where we're feeling stuck in our life, mentally, but also physically. And it's usually as a result of limiting beliefs, or it's usually because there are things or situations or people around us that are kind of hindering us in a way where we cannot see clearly or we feel like we can't move forward. Whereas with the Knight of Wands and Eight of Wands, this is fast movement. These are the two fastest moving energies in tarot. So you are definitely, I feel, taking a lot of pain that you've experienced from the past. You're transforming it into power, and now you're using it to harness and manifest in your dream life. With the Three of Swords coming out, that's the first card out. That does represent heartache. It represents disappointment in connections. It could represent a divorce, a breakup, or it could even be a family and friend dynamic where you just were left feeling drained and depleted and alienated and abandoned. With the Eight of Cups, this is an energy of walking away from that. With the Six of Cups, this is family. This is also past relationships and connections. And then with the Knight of Wands, this person is swiftly moving forward, boldly, fearlessly, courageously away from that energy. So if any of you have been energetically tied to things of the past, if any of you are still tied to that, you're currently at a point in your path where all of the holds, anything from that time and place or these connections will no longer have any resonance in your life at this time. I do see here as well with this kind of Eight of Cups energy, I'm kind of getting that for some of you, you could be at a point where you're going through a career change. You could be leaving a job. You could be moving away from a current place that you reside, or you could be relocating. This is also the energy of somebody who has, again, had a breakup or walking away from just anything that was emotionally unfulfilling, anything that drained you emotionally, where you were investing and putting in and giving your time and love and energy to something or someone, and they were draining you and not reciprocating that energy, you're snatching your power back, or you have already. And as a result of that, the scales of justice are now coming into your favor, because I did pull clarifiers, three of them from a separate tarot deck. And the cards that came out there is the Justice, the Four of Wands, and the Five of Swords. Bottom of the deck energy is the Tower. So the Justice card always reminds me of the Wheel of Fortune. Okay. Justice is about harmony, peace, balance, fairness. This could even be a legal situation for some of you. And this is just suggesting that at this time, at some point going forward, that things will be working out in your favor. Because the Five of Swords is a conflict. And I could see that being paired with this Justice means that for some of you, this could be, again, a divorce, because the Four of Wands also represents a home, a family, a marriage. But what I'm also seeing here is that with the Tower card and the Five of Swords, the Tower is disruption, is chaos, it's something that's sudden, that falls apart because there's been no true sturdy foundation there. There's no honor, there's no honesty, there's no clarity. So it needs to be brought down so something better can come into place. And then when the Justice card comes out, that represents the opposite energy of balance, harmony, a solid foundation where there's an equal give and take. There's clarity, there's truth. This is genuinity and righteousness. So I feel for some of you, you're at a point in your life where you're getting ready to step into this energy of prosperity and abundance, bliss, happiness, and joy in every area of your life with this Four of Wands. But I also feel like some of you are going to be coming into a connection at some point, a romantic connection or a sense of a community that is very loving, nurturing, supported, and that very much celebrates you, because this is an energy with the Four of Wands where you have achievements, you have accolades, and you are celebrated for your creative efforts, for your professional efforts. This could even be individuals that at some point you may work with, you may create with. These are like-minded individuals, your soul tribe. Others of you, this is a romantic partner that you have a happy marriage or happy union, happy home with. But the Four of Wands is where your finances are stabilized, your sense of mental health and emotional health are stabilized. You're surrounded by honest, genuine, loving people. It's an energy where you are achieving your dreams and goals and you are satisfied. You wake up every day feeling fulfilled emotionally, financially, mentally, spiritually, physically. So I feel like there's a lot of bliss coming in for you. And with the Justice card, it's good karma. Whereas on the flip side, these Five of Swords energy represents a community or people that you are tied to who are toxic. This isn't a card of envy, jealousy. It's a card of rumor, gossips, lies, cheaters, deceivers, people that steal from you, people that take, people that do not have your best interests at heart. You know, these are very saboteur type of energies. And that's the polar opposite from this Four of Wands energy that justice is bringing in for you. Whereas I feel now karma has come to take and collect from these people. These Five of Swords energies could be the people that you had to leave in the past or that you're currently leaving behind. And with the Tower card, I feel like when the scales of justice come in, if it hasn't already, as you're living in this bliss, in this Four of Wands, finally having peace, stability, finally receiving all the love and joy that you put out in your creative endeavors, and when it comes to connections, these Five of Swords people may be experiencing towers in their life. These Five of Swords people may now have to go through an energy of rebuilding. Whatever was taken from you, I feel like is being restored tenfold. Whereas the people that took it, I feel like things with the Tower card, they're losing. Because when justice comes in and the scales balance, things have to balance out in a fair way. And that is essentially what these clarifiers are confirming for me. So I do feel like for a lot of you, you will be feeling more, if you're not already, feeling more sexy, more attractive, more comfortable, more confident, more accomplished. I feel like there is an energy here where things are happening suddenly for you. If they haven't come in already, I feel like there will be a sudden shift. There's something that is going to kind of transform your life in a very massive way, but I feel like it's you who took the first step here. I feel like it's you who essentially took your power back in some way. And as a result, it's kind of brought in this energy of justice. It's brought in this energy of now giving you what you desire because you walked away from what didn't serve you. So now you're going to get what you desire, what serves you, what's good for you. Because we have to walk away from things that are bad or toxic or unhealthy or unfair to us in order to have what's good, what's positive, and what is fair and loving for us. And as you walked away, and I do see there are a number of cards out here signifying most of you have already moved out of these past people's lives and out of these past energies and situations that didn't, fill you up. They didn't emotionally fulfill you, but they also didn't make you happy. I feel like you chose your happiness. And because you have energetically put this out, the energy that's coming back is more things, more experiences, and more people around you that feed more into that happiness, because the Four of Wands is overwhelming bliss and pleasure and joy. And that's in every area. It's a card of blessings and prosperity. It's a card of being accomplished. It's a card of being overwhelmingly just joyous in life, waking up and the sun is bright. And even when it's cloudy, you feel like it's bright, right? You feel like the sun is still out because you're so happy within, and it's now reflecting externally. So I do feel like for this group, you're at a really great time in your life. If you haven't gone to this energy yet, I do feel like there will be something that will come in unexpected, or you will have an unexpected shift energetically. If for this group, if you've been feeling sluggish, unmotivated, hopeless, kind of just, again, with that Eight of Swords, stuck and not able to move forward or see clearly or pursue what you want or do what you want or live how you want, I feel like that's changing. I do. I feel like that's changing. I feel like there's going to be a surge of energy. You're going to be feeling more productive. I feel like if you were sitting up at night having sleepless nights because you had a lot of fears, a lot of doubts, a lot of concerns, a lot of things that you were dealing with that were very heavy, I feel like now if you're sitting up at night, it's because you're so invested in whatever you're doing, whatever you're building. It's because you're so excited maybe about what's to come the next day. Again, this could be something for some of you as simple as joining a dance class or Pilates, or just you simply going out and getting your nails done, going to a movie, going shopping, enjoying your favorite drink at Starbucks or Dutch Bros. It's just very much an energy of you enjoying your life and really pouring back into yourself. There's a lot of focus on the self here. There's a lot of focus of no longer giving your energy to other people or allowing other people to siphon and take from you and drain you so you have nothing left for yourself. You have your own dreams and goals, and you have your own way that you want to live life. You want to be able to look back on this life and realize that you have done everything that you set out to do. You have achieved and accomplished every dream and goal that you had, and you have enjoyed your life to the absolute most fullest and in the most abundant ways that you could. And I feel like you're now at a point in your life where this is what you're pouring into. And there's a lot of quick, swift energy. So I do feel again that these changes, this prosperity, this abundance is going to come in much quicker than you think. And I feel like it's because you were so stuck for so long that these blessings and all of these things were kind of building up behind the scenes, just waiting for you to step into your power. And I love that for you. So I'm looking at the cards. I'm trying to see if there's anything else that's coming through here. I'm pretty sure I touched on everything. I will say also one more quick thing. With that Six of Cups and that Knight of Wands being a past energy, for some of you, this heartache could be tied to a Knight of Wands energy, somebody that was maybe a player, or maybe somebody that was just very selfish, very much focused on their own self, because the Knight of Wands in the more negative aspect is someone who could be tied to, for example, devil energy. They could be somebody that is very much self-serving. They could be somebody that is, tied to addictions or toxicity, just somebody that is siphoning and taking energy from others to use for their self. And so for some of you, that could be why you've been in this Eight of Swords, because again, there was this person or other people or situations draining you. So you didn't have enough energy really to put into what you wanted or to help direct yourself in the ways that you want it to go. But I do feel again, you are coming in coming into a very blissful, joyous, happy, abundant time in your life. I feel like you're going to be blessed with other people along this journey who are like-minded, who are a soul tribe. For some of you, this is even a romantic partner that you may meet within the soul tribe. You could work with some of these people on creative passions and business endeavors. There's a lot of celebration coming in for you. The Four of Wands is celebration. And I feel like this is a long time coming. And again, that's why I feel like it's so quickly, it's moving so fast and it's coming in so swiftly and suddenly, because it's taken such a long time to get here. And now that you have finally made this decision to choose you, above all else, to put you first, to pour all your energy into yourself and to harness it in the ways that are benefiting you and your journey, I feel like the scales of justice are now working in your favor to allow you to have what you have chosen for you. And again, I love that for you. And if it resonated, please feel free to like and subscribe. You can let me know in the comments if you choose. And if interested, you can return to the channel. There are other topics, videos, and readings there as well. But other than that, thank you. Hi, Paul, too. So, this is a quick message before you get into your reading. I've already completed it, but there's a couple of things I wanted to highlight really briefly. So, number one, for this group, a lot of you, if not all of you, have recently went through or are going through a physical glow up. I do feel like a spiritual glow up, but especially a physical one. I do feel like you are somebody who is becoming more and more aware of your attractiveness. I do feel like for this group, you will be blessed to age gracefully, becoming more and more physically beautiful, sexy and sensual, and becoming more and more spiritually powerful. I do feel like every area of your life will upgrade and age gracefully as well. In the beginning of the reading, I noted that I'm not sure who you are, who you're becoming, or who you are meant to become. However, I wanted to make it clear that I meant that in terms of how this message applies to you specifically individually. I do feel like each of you have a different type of specific role that you're meant to play within your life's path, but I do feel like the overall message is the same energy that each of you will experience or are experiencing at this time. So I just wanted to make that clear, but I will say that you are somebody based off of what came out in the reading to become very well respected, very highly regarded, very much somebody on a pedestal that shines extremely bright. And I do not feel like you're somebody that is seeking that out. I just feel like it is something that is naturally unfolding in your life and that it is a part of your destiny and your fate. So now let's go ahead and get into this extraordinary reading that came through for you. Welcome to your reading group 2 regarding where you currently at within your path. So I've already pre-shuffled and pulled 5 cards. We'll go ahead and look into the cards that came through and then we'll go ahead and get into the reading. So the first card out is the Empress followed by the Queen of Cups, and then we have the Four of Cups followed by the World, and then the final card out is the High Priestess. Bottom of the deck energy is the Ten of Swords. So really quickly, it doesn't matter if you're male or female. The energy should and the messages should apply no matter what. For this group, let me say something before we get into this reading. I don't know who you are, who you have become, who you're meant to become, but let me just make this clear. You have a big purpose. You are somebody that is meant to be a very significant and very important and key person in this world. You are meant to be remembered for who you are and for all that you've had to come through. Okay, and as we get into the reading, we're going to highlight and go over how this is unfolding. Some of you may be at a different point in your journey and within your path, but this energy is it still should apply, because I feel like for this group, only those that this absolutely applies to would be drawn to this group, because you are very spiritually protected and very much spiritually and divinely guided along your path. So I feel like this is a spiritually powerful group. I mean, the amount of authority, you have the Empress out here twice, because I've pulled clarifiers from a separate tarot deck. I do pull 3. You got 4 clarifiers, and the bottom of the deck energy for the clarifiers is the High Priestess, and then the High Priestess also comes out and ends the first reading. So let me highlight the 4 cards that are in the clarifiers, and then let's get into this reading because I can't wait. Okay, so for the clarifying cards, we have the Two of Wands followed by the Strength card, and then we have the Sun followed by the Ten of Pentacles. So you are someone who has been through quite a bit, but this Ten of Swords and Four of Cups energy out here, you've had a lot of painful endings. You're somebody who could have went through a very long and difficult journey of healing and recovering. You could have had a lot of betrayals with family, friends, romance. It could have been one specific ending that you had with somebody that really took a lot out of you. It may have taken everything that you had within you. And you may have had to kind of pick yourself up and nurse your own broken heart. But I'm here to tell you that based off of these cards, you were meant to go through that to learn how to heal yourself so that you could step into your purpose of trying to help heal others. Because for this group, you have the Empress, you have the Queen of Cups, and you have the High Priestess out here twice. I have never had that. I cannot recall ever having the Empress or the High Priestess come out together, not even one time. And you have the High Priestess out here twice. The Empress is a ruler. This is somebody that rules over something. This is a very nurturing, loving energy. Somebody that is, you could be a parent, or you could be somebody that is very much healing and nurturing in your essence. This is a very divine, feminine group. With the Queen of Cups, this is also a loving and nurturing energy. This is a very spiritually intuitive energy. The High Priestess is somebody who has healed and transformed her shadow self and the things that she's been through, and have aligned it with her light, her dark and her light. And now she has harnessed that energy and created a direct connection with Source, with God, with the divine, with the universe, whatever you believe in. And now she acts as a bridge, as a translator for the spiritual world into the physical. And you have that energy twice. This is my group of healers. This is my group of spiritual healers. You could be a nurse, you could be a doctor, you could be a tarot reader, you could be a somebody that's astrology, you could be somebody that is an author that writes self-help books, you could be a life coach. This is the group of individuals where you could even be somebody that is like an activist, somebody that is very much in it to help other people. And this is an energy of somebody who is very much using the experience that they've learned, using personal experience of all that you've been through, every stage of life, every ending, every heartache, everything that you've had to go through. You are basically using that experience along with the spiritual wisdom and guidance that you have, that you receive directly from Source, to help other people within the world. The World card is literally out here. Some of you could have mother wounds. Some of you could have had mother wounds that you had to heal, or wounds with a feminine figure within your life, and you had to heal that and become your own mother. Others of you, you could have had energy, how do you say, like karmic cycles within your family line, within friendship groups, within romance, even within coworkers. You could even have had a lot of painful endings in jobs, constantly trying to find your purpose, trying to find where you fit and where you're meant to be and who you're meant to be. And I feel like you withdrew. You went through a moment where you were jaded, you were bitter, you had a lot of remorse and maybe a lot of anger in you for life allowing so much to happen to you, for life bringing all these people into your world who shook it up. It's looking like, again, this is giving the energy where your heart, this heart of yours, has been broken and hurt and taken advantage of so many times. And it's a heart that has been broken that was meant to be used to help heal other people. So you had to heal that heart and make it whole. You had to clear your energy out, unblock your intuition, and truly see. The High Priestess has inner wisdom and knowledge that no one else has access to and no one else knows about. And she protects her energy and she keeps it guarded. The World card is an energy of completing a very difficult cycle and arriving at a point where you now are able to step into your purpose and create the life that you desire, that you are meant to have here in this world, becoming who you are meant to be. It is an energy where you come into this shift where now you're meant to experience extreme pleasure, extreme success, joy, abundance, arriving in this ideal state of the life and the world that you personally want. Is having spiritual and material abundance, but it comes after fulfilling a spiritual difficult cycle. And then you step into the High Priestess. And now that you're in this High Priestess energy, you're meant to now bring in the material abundance. And we have the Ten of Pentacles out here in the clarifiers. So I will also make a side note here, because we're going to get back into this healing energy. But where you're currently at within your life is somebody who has either already answered the call and completed this journey of healing, and now you're ready to harness this energy and use it to move forward into your purpose, or you're coming into this energy. And I'm going to look at the clarifiers and highlight something that I noted here, also based off of some of the cards that showed themselves. And take it how it resonates, but I'm still going to put it out there because it came through. So with the Two of Wands coming out, this is an energy of having a planning phase, making a decision. This is an energy of travel. It's an energy of having reach. It is also the energy of a partnership. The Two of Wands often reminds me of the lovers, where there's two passionate energies that come together and then they create something that they now want to put out into the world and grow within the world. And it's something they're very passionate about. And the fact that the clarifiers then ends with the Ten of Pentacles, this is where two people, two romantic partners, have created a legacy together, a legacy and an empire that they will both be remembered for even after they pass on. That they're what they put out there, the impact, the influence, the shift, the change that they have created is something that is still talked about, remembered, and relied upon well after they have moved on into another realm. So I do feel for this group, you have a romantic partner that you are meant to align with. I do feel like for those of you where this applies, it will start out as something very platonic, something like a collaboration. But I feel like the passion that you both have for this, the passion and this very spiritually strong, intuitive nature that you both have, is something that will bring you both together in a romantic sense. And with the Strength card, I do feel like, again, you're somebody who has drawn and acquired a lot of inner strength. You have learned to manage and control your emotions. You have learned to harness this sense of power and authority and fire within you, but you learn to contain it and you've learned how to use it in a way that is very patient, humble, and impactful. Because the Strength card is also the energy of having influence over others. You are meant to be seen. And when I say seen, I do mean seen for who you are. That doesn't mean you have to be in front of a camera per se, because the High Priestess is very much hidden. This is not a person that puts themselves out there, because her energy is so powerful and who she is so energetically protected that she knows it's important to protect herself in every realm, in every way. So for some of you, like I said, this may be something you're doing that is behind the scenes. You could be writing screenplays, for example, but the stories that you tell are healing to people. You could be telling your own story and it's healing to other people. The Sun card can represent children. So maybe you're healing or fighting for or doing something in the world, putting something in the world, creating something in the world that is benefiting and helping children, helping the inner child as well, even in adults who have a lot they need to heal from. There's very much an energy here of you having overcome a very difficult, painful journey in life lessons that you've had to learn, a lot of boundaries you had to learn to set. But in the process of that, you had to also remain and kind of keep intact that very loving nature. No matter how many times this heart of yours has been broke, no matter how many times that heart has been broken and taken advantage of, and you've felt the swords through it, you've had to pull those swords out of your heart, pull them out of your back, theoretically speaking, and then you've had to heal and nurse those back to health. And because you've known how this feels, you have felt the maybe even the most overwhelming sense of pain and grief and dread and anger and disappointment over and over in life. And now you have truly learned various ways how to approach how it is to help heal other people and help guide other people. You are a guiding light. You are a spiritual guide. You are a healing guide. Each of you, it may be different how you implement this energy, but you have the Empress and the High Priestess twice, as well as the Queen of Cups. Something about your spirituality, your intuitive nature, something about this loving, divine, feminine energy that you possess is extremely, just your energy alone, I feel, creates a safe and comforting space for others. And I feel like that's what you do. That's what you're here to do. It could simply be your voice. You could be somebody that simply has a very healing voice, a very comforting and soothing voice. And you could be somebody, as I said, that is like a motivational speaker. And it's so much more than just the words you speak. It's so much more than just the wisdom that you provide, because you are giving the energy of a wise counsel, somebody that is very wise, intuitive, and all knowing. And I feel like when I say all knowing, I mean all knowing about what it is that you have learned. And I do feel like also with this energy of the sun, this is Leo energy. Leo is tied to fame. The sun is the brightest light in the world. It doesn't matter where you are in the world. When the sun shines, you're seeing it. And then we have the world card out here. And then in the Two of Wands, this person is holding the world in their hands as they're planning and creating to put out what they have come together to create. And then with the Strength card, an energy of you having influenced over other people, learning and teaching other people how to control their emotions, how to master their emotions, how to heal without being angry, how to heal and still maintain that compassionate, loving, inner good and core essence of who they are. while moving forward, setting boundaries, and still standing in their power. Your energy is extremely powerful. When the cards came out and I was reading the energy, first of all, when the high priestess showed up at the bottom of the deck and the clarifiers, I was blown away. Now, mind you, I'm already blown away in the first part of pulling the cards when I have the Empress, Queen of Cups, and the high priestess come out, because I've never had that. I could never even have imagined that happening in a reading. Anything is possible, but it would never have been something I would have expected. So when the high priestess then showed up at the bottom of the deck in the clarifiers, I was speechless. And as I'm looking through the cards and I'm picking up on the energy, it almost brought me to tears because I can feel this overwhelming sense of relief. But it feels like an overwhelming sense of relief that has come after a long time of feeling like the darkness would never go away. The sun is out here and it is shining very bright. It's the brightest card in the deck right now in terms of the reading. It's the brightest, sun is the brightest card and the happiest card in tarot. But in your reading, the sun and the 10 of Pentacles are standing out. They're drawing all of the energy to in the reading to them, meaning that you are meant to be bright. You are meant to shine bright. This is a card of success, abundance, extreme pleasure. You have 3 cards out here: the World card, the Sun card, and the Ten of Pentacles, all representing extreme pleasure, extreme bliss, extreme joy, happiness. Happiness. You have the card of ultimate wish fulfillment. You have the World card of having your ideal state of life manifest into the reality. You are meant to be seen, and with the Sun and the Ten of Pentacles, you are meant to have a legacy that of love that you leave behind, a legacy of healing, a legacy of honor, a legacy of being somebody that is fighting for the rights of others, but also somebody that is fighting from a place of love. With this Strength card, this is fire energy, meaning that there is something within you that's very passionate, very intense. And mind you, all of the energy out here, for the most part, in terms of archetypes, is giving divine feminine, very soft, very demure, very loving, very healing, very spiritually in tuned. But with the Strength card, this is power, this is authority, this is intensity, this is influence. This is an energy of kind of asserting oneself. But even in the Strength card, it's asserting oneself within an energy of patience, within the energy of humility, within an energy of getting your point across, setting boundaries, and allowing others to feel your power without it being overwhelming or aggressive. You have mastered that. You're at a point in your life where you've either mastered it already or you're coming into that within this current path, this current point within your path. But this group, if you were drawn to this group, I don't feel like anyone who's not meant to hear this will be drawn to this group, because this level of power and authority is not something that I have seen come through to this magnitude in my readings before. So this is a message I feel is specifically meant for those that were drawn to this group. So anyone that has clicked off before that, this means that this was not their message, or what they needed from it was already mentioned early on. For those of you that are still here, this is definitively your group. And with the High Priestess coming out twice, you know this already. You know it. With the high priestess in the first pile, it ends, and this pile kind of goes over the journey that you've had to come through to get to this energy of the high priestess, to get to this energy of who you were meant to be. And then in the clarifiers, it comes out at the bottom of the deck after we kind of go over where this journey is leading you and what you're meant to do here and how it correlates with where you're currently at within your path, meaning that you already knew who you were meant to be, and then you finally become that person and create this legacy. You know who you were meant to be. You know who you knew this all along. But I think when you were going through this 10 of Swords and 4 of Cups energy, it didn't feel like that. It didn't feel like that. It felt confusing to feel this inner knowing of you being this pivotal person, this key person in the world that has some sort of impact and influence on the world and the people within it in such a big way, and not understanding why. You are such a loving and honorable, genuine, kind person, but you keep running into people that want to hurt you when all you want to do is love others, heal others, protect others, guide others from a place of authenticity. And that's because heavy is the head that wears the crown. And you are meant to wear this crown. And that men happen to go through a lot of heavy energy. It is not easy to get to this point. To whom much is given, much is required. And you are meant to be somebody that has a lot, have very much. And that required you going through a long, difficult cycle with this World card to come into this place where not only are you meant to have these blessings, but you're meant to know how to use them, how to handle them, and how to move forward in your life and maintain them. Because with the Ten of Pentacles, you're meant to be somebody that is very wealthy and abundant. You're meant to be somebody that is enjoying life, living fulfilled and enjoying all this luxury in life. But you're meant to get there by doing something that you love, that you're passionate about, and something that you wake up every day fulfilled about. For this group, some of you could have been through a divorce. Some of you could have had a lot of painful, emotional, romantic connections. And I feel like with this Ten of Pentacles, you're meant to have a love of a lifetime. You're meant to have a loyal connection, a faithful connection, one that is grounded and peaceful and harmonious, where you're one mind, one accord, where not only do you create and build a beautiful home and legacy of love together, but you build a professional business or creative endeavor together. You work with your partner. This is your best friend, your coworker. This is your best friend, your business partner, and your lover, all in one. And you two are meant to create a world together. But I feel like you had to go through your journey, and I wouldn't be surprised if your future spouse went through something similar to come into who they are. Because your future spouse could be somebody that is an emperor, a king of cups, and a hierophant energy in their own right. And with the Two of Wands, I feel like at some point you two are meant to come together and bring in this and be this strength energy for one another as you two step out into this sun, into this shine, into this spotlight energy in the way that it's meant to be for you, and be joyous and prosperous, abundant and confident together. But this group, you are more than likely very physically attractive. How you see yourself, I can't say, but there's definitely a very physically sensual, beautiful, alluring, magnetic energy that comes off of this group. The sun is bright. Leo energy is attractive. It's sexy. It's fierce. The Empress energy embodies all four queens, meaning that she's not only beautiful and demure, but she also has this Queen of Wands energy where she's very sexy and alluring. The High Priestess gives me an energy of alluringness, very much detached and closed off, and you can see her, but there's an energy of mystery and kind of enigmatic energy that draws people in. You are meant to be seen. I would not be surprised if for some of you, you are extremely famous at some point. And these are mature energies. So for some of you, this is something that may take a while, or it could feel like it has taken a while. For others of you, this could be simply an energy where you may have had to go through a transformation spiritually very early on in life. And you're meant to grow and evolve and step more and more into this power, authority, and this shine as you get older. But even if this is not on a big level for some of you, although I feel it is, there is on a level where you're going to be seen. You're going to be known for something. I don't feel like anybody that's drawn to this is not going to have some sort of support system, some sort of supporter, some sort of fan following, some sort of accolades. This is an energy of you being the best at what you do and being known for it. Even if I do feel like you will be a person that's very private and your personal life will be protected, your relationship, I do feel you will keep guarded. But I do feel, again, you're going to be somebody that is acknowledged. I have no doubt, I feel no doubt in this. Based on these cards, it leaves no doubt that you are somebody that is definitely meant to be a public figure on some level. And for a couple of you, I'm telling you, it's in a big way. The sun, the World card, the Ten of Pentacles, the Empress, the High Priestess twice. This is giving star power. This is giving the energy of somebody that is so well known or that is so acknowledged and loved in a way that they have to protect their energy and stay back because of how overwhelming that sense of attention and love and admiration is. Embracing it with this Empress and Queen of Cups energy, but still guarding and protecting yourself with this High Priestess. I am in love with this group. This is phenomenal energy that's coming through. And I can't say enough about it. Very creative. For some of you in this group, you may also meant to raise up somebody who is also very powerful and very authoritative, somebody who also adds some level or who is going to become famous as well. And their fame may be tied to your notoriety. Especially with the Ten of Pentacles being the family line and lineage and legacy. Yeah, some of you, your offsprings may grow up to be very well known and have very powerful and authoritative roles in the world as well. And I feel like, again, you kind of set the stage for that based off of your own notoriety, your own level of knowing, your own level of success that you've already created, and that you and your future spouse pursue and create together. But you're meant to have generational wealth with this Ten of Pentacles. If no one in your family has ever been wealthy, you're the one that changes that. And I love that for you. But I'm gonna leave the reading there because I could go on this with this all day. And of course, if it resonated on any level, please feel free to like and subscribe. You can let me know in the comments if you choose, and if interested, you can return to the channel. There are other topics, videos, and readings there as well. But other than that, thank you. Welcome to your reading group 3 regarding where you're currently at within your life's path. So I've already pre-shuffled and pulled the 5 cards. We'll look into the 5 cards that came through, and then we'll go ahead and get into your reading. So the first card out is the Seven of Swords, followed by the Star. And then we have the Wheel of Fortune, followed by the Hierophant. And then the final card out is the Six of Wands. Bottom of the deck energy is the Three of Wands. There are also 3 clarifiers from a separate tarot deck, and those cards are the Two of Swords, followed by the Four of Wands, and then the Eight of Wands. Bottom of the deck energy is the Knight of Wands. So really quickly, it does not matter if you're male or female, masculine or feminine energy, the messages should apply no matter what. So interestingly enough, this group kind of feels like a combination of pile 1 and 2 for me. That's how I'm seeing it. That's how I'm feeling, based off of the cards and just the message just coming through. So some of you could have been drawn to this group from pile 1, some from pile 2. Some of you could have been drawn to all 3 groups. And I feel like for this specific energy that is coming through thus far, that will make sense. So with the Seven of Swords and the Star card coming out, the Seven of Swords is an energy of a thief. This is somebody that steals, they take from you, they take advantage of you, they hurt you, they betray you, they lie, they cheat. The Star card is a card of restoration. It's a card of bringing in harmony and balance, restoring what has been lost, what has been taken, what has been hurt, harmed. And, it's just bringing joy, love, and bliss. It is like divine intervention. It's like a good fortune energy. So I feel like you're at a point in your life right now where things that have been taken from you, people that have hurt you, the things that you've experienced, the things that you feel like you have lost, I feel like they're being restored. They're being brought back in, or they're being replaced with something much better than what was taken before. And I do feel like with the Wheel of Fortune, that reconfirms that, because the Wheel of Fortune is also the card of good fortune and good karma. So you are coming into this energy, or you're currently in this energy. It depends on where you're at in this timeline. But currently within your path, you're experiencing good karma. There is something that is coming in suddenly for you. And then you have the Star card and the Wheel of Fortune. That's double confirmation. There is something suddenly coming in for you. It could be an offer, it could be a person, it could be information, but there's something that is traveling to you, or it's a sudden shift, and it's getting ready to change the trajectory of your life. I do feel like it has something to do with who you are meant to become, or what you're meant to do in this world, what you're meant to kind of create. Because we have the Six of Wands ending, and that's an energy of recognition, public recognition. It could be an energy of fame, but it's definitely the energy of having this kind of conqueror vibe, somebody that is celebrated, somebody that is recognized, somebody that is well respected, somebody that is essentially in an honorable position, especially with the Hierophant coming out. This is a spiritual guru. So for some of you, you've come through a transformation spiritually. You've come into this energy of alignment where I feel you have direct connection with the higher power, with God, with the creator, with the universe, whatever you believe in. I feel like you have transformed and healed, or you're coming into that point currently within this path. And it's like now you're going to find yourself stepping into this energy of being recognized for who you are. Some of you could be spiritual gurus. Some of you could be healers. Some of you could be individuals who are working within the occult, and you may have a significant fan following or supporters. You are giving the energy of a wise counsel, somebody that people come to for advice, a therapist, a counselor, a coach, a self-help author, somebody that is very much a motivational speaker. But just somebody that I feel is very much about righteousness and doing right in the world. This Hierophant energy could also be the energy of somebody who is a wise counsel themselves, somebody that is morally right and operating in pure energy, that may be bringing in this Wheel of Fortune opportunity for you, and that is kind of shifting things. Because we do have the Three of Wands at the bottom, and that's about expansion and growth. Very quick expansion and growth. So if this is an opportunity for work or for something creative, because the Star card is creativity, so is the Six of Wands, so is the Three of Wands, so is the Four. and 8 and Knight of Wands that came out. So there's something I feel like you're working on, you're creating that you want to put out into the world. And I feel like it is going to bring in a lot more success and accolades than you think rather quickly. Right? Much quicker than I think you realize. And I feel like it's because you have essentially maybe handled yourself with grace. With the Seven of Swords, when people deceived you, lied, stole, cheated, mistreated you, I feel like you may have operated in this energy of taking the higher road for a lot of you, and you kind of just put that energy within and focused on healing rather than seeking revenge. And I feel like it's now for you to receive that positive good karma for how you chose to move forward from these energies. I do feel like when the scales of justice balance, just as I said in group one, these people operating in the Seven of Swords during this current path in your life, those people may start to receive the bad karma that they have built and accrued for what they've done to you. While you're being blessed, while sudden positive changes and shifts are happening in your life, these people may be experiencing tower moments and misfortune because they may be having to go through their own spiritual awakening and acknowledging who they are and what they need to change and come to terms with the mistakes they've made. Maybe not just to you, but just overall within their life. But some of you may be traveling with this Three of Wands, Knight of Wands, Eight of Wands energy. Some of you may be relocating. Some of you may receive an opportunity where you have to travel for it. Or again, this is you with this Three of Wands finally launching something or putting something out or starting something creative. It could be a business or something that is a passion project, but there's a lot of wands. So you may be operating in a very, if not already, you may be coming into within this current path, this energy of very strong, assertive, sexy, kind of alluring magnetic energy where you will be very much operating as a master manifester. You will be essentially kind of maybe receiving a lot of inner wisdom and guidance from above. I feel like spiritually, you're very spiritually guided at this time. And with that spiritual guidance, with this Hierophant and this Wheel of Fortune, I feel like it's leading you into the Six of Wands that comes out after the Hierophant, leading you into your victory and success. I feel for some of you, you could be being led into the spotlight because the Star card is a star. And then the Six of Wands is public recognition and fame. It could also just be an energy of you having a very prominent position or role or leadership role in some sort of career or something that you have created that you are at the head of and very much well respected for. But the Four of Wands is also an energy of being celebrated for your achievements and for who you are, for what you have created and put out into the world. It is also a card of having a community around you who support you, who celebrate you, who love you. It's an energy of having an inner bliss, blessings, positivity, and prosperity in every area of your life. For this group, you could also have a romantic partner coming in at some point and may have a happy home with them that you create. But with the Two of Swords energy, there is a difficult decision I feel like you're maybe struggling with right now for some of you at this time. And that decision could be maybe where you want to move, or maybe it could be an energy of maybe where you want to move forward to next, or it could be you actually taking the step to move into this energy. Because in the beginning of the clarifiers, we have the Two of Swords, kind of at a standstill, not making a decision, and it's kind of stagnating you. But then at the end, you have the Eight of Wands, and at the bottom of the deck, you have the Knight of Wands, which is the polar opposite energy. This is an energy of moving with fierce assertiveness, bold, courageous, without fears, without doubts, very much determined to win, to succeed, and to enjoy life, and to put out and create what you desire, and to be successful in it. Very much operating in this energy of kind of leadership, kind of taking control of your life and basically materializing and creating the vision that you want, or creating something that you have very much a gift for. I feel like this is something that you have personally been maybe born with, or something that you've developed over time. But this is a gift that you have, something that you're very talented in, that is very uniquely or unique to who you are. And I feel like it is something that maybe you've been sitting on for a while with this Two of Swords. Maybe you've been trying to decide if you really want to move forward to create it. But with all this Wands energy, currently you're at a point where you've either already decided to just take this leap of faith and go full fledged into whatever this is. For some of you, this could simply be just going out and then living life again. Because I feel like with this Seven of Swords, maybe that is the energy that put you in the Two of Swords, where you're guarding your heart. You're kind of stagnant in life because you've been hurt so much by people, because life has you felt like life has deceived you so much, or the people or things or experiences, you feel like so much is always taken from you mentally, emotionally, spiritually, financially, energetically. And it's like with this Two of Swords is maybe a fear of stepping out or being seen or opening yourself up to the world again because of fear of more Seven of Swords people coming in, or more unfortunate situations and disappointments. And for some of you, again, I feel like you've overcome this fear. But for some of you, you have to make a decision to step out into the world. You have to make a decision because I feel like there is blessings and a bliss and that are waiting for you. And life is not without its kind of cons. It's not without haters. It's not without, misfortune and unfortunate circumstances. But I feel like the energy that you're embodying now or that you're coming into is more of this Knight of Wands energy. It doesn't matter your gender. With this energy, this is you really not being concerned with obstacles ahead of you, really not being concerned with what people think or how people feel or what they say or do, because your energy is very much focused on fulfilling the vision that you see for your own life and essentially really wanting to just kind of shine in the way that you're meant to. I don't feel like you're seeking validation, but I do feel like you will be receiving it. I feel like you're either receiving it in this current point or you are moving into an energy where you're stepping into this kind of very authoritative, celebratory energy. But I do feel like there's a lot of celebration coming for you. A lot. Like there is just joy and bliss and abundance. And it's coming in very quickly because you have a lot of Wands energy. And also, the Wheel of Fortune is about sudden shifts, sudden changes, and it's in the upright. So these are things that suddenly change for the better. They improve. There's where things balance out, and now good karma comes in after maybe going through a difficult cycle of feeling like you've had a lot of bad karma or a lot of bad karmic connections and karmic cycles in your life. Now you're able to finally find this equilibrium and really enjoy life. But I do feel like it's as a result of this Hierophant energy where you've healed and you've transformed and you finally have strengthened your intuition in a way where now it is guiding you to where you're meant to go. So there could be a lot of ease coming in for you, or you may be feeling yourself becoming more and more joyous, becoming more and more happy, kind of not really in this heavy energy of regret or fear or doubt or, just jadedness of the past, but more so moving into this energy of feeling more and more thrilled, feeling more and more inspired, feeling more and more energetic, feeling more and more like you want to do things, like you want to go out, like you want to travel, like you want to, go take a dance class, like you want to get back in the gym and get your physical health up. I do feel like for some of you with the Knight of Wands, Eight of Wands energy, you may be going through a physical glow up. I do feel like you may be changing the way that your body looks, maybe trying to attain your body goals, if you will, from your own personal perspective, your sense of style. There's just this kind of bold, living on the edge, taking the, calculated risks, but it's positive. Like this is not you really taking risks to lead you into failure or bad situations. This is you, again, realizing that you've overcome so much and that there's nothing that can really stop you at this point. You've lost so much. So maybe you're in a state right now where you feel like there's nothing left to lose. So you may as well live life the way that you want to, pursue what you want, and see where it gets you. And I love that for you. But I feel like you're currently in your path where things are being restored. You have the Star card with the Wheel of Fortune. That is a amazing sequence of cards to get, especially following this decrepit energy of the Seven of Swords. So I do feel like there's a lot of things that are, kind of coming together for you. Even if they seem to be coming together very slowly, I feel like there will be a sudden change at some point. I feel like the more and more that you take action towards your dreams and goals, or simply towards just living life and enjoying life and pursuing what you desire and creating the life that you want and embodying the energy of this powerful, there's very much power here. There's a lot of authority, a lot of leadership energy, a lot of this kind of alluring magnetic boss energy that seems to be coming through. So if you're not embodying this already, I do feel like you will be coming into this. And I do feel like it's because you will start to see things kind of coming together. You will start to kind of see divine intervention. I do feel like there will be this energy where your optimism, your hope, and your joy are going to be restored. You're going to start to maybe notice these positive shifts. And as you notice them, I feel like that is what's going to be increasing your optimism and joy. And I feel as it continues to go, it just brings in more and more and more. And then either there's a Hierophant energy that comes in, or this is just, again, this good fortune and restoration coming in from the divine with this Hierophant card, and is meant to lead you, right? It's almost like you're going through restoration and preparation, because the Three of Wands is preparation. You may be going through this energy of preparation to launch you into your journey, launch you into your creative passions, launch you into this energy or what you're meant to build and put out into the world. And I love that for you. So, really quickly, for some of you with that Two of Swords and that Four of Wands, the Four of Wands can represent a community or a marriage. So maybe for some of you, you've been on the fence about walking away from something, ending something, choosing to leave a person, leave a community, or you went through this in the past and now you're at a place in time where you have decided that you will do so. And then with the Eight of Wands, Knight of Wands, things start to just suddenly take off and shift. Because for some of you, that Eight of Wands is an energy of a message coming in that's an offer, and that can sometimes be something that means you have to travel or relocate in order to do or fulfill whatever this is. For others of you, as I stated, you may make this decision to leave this home environment that may not be serving you. And again, that could also just be a decision to kind of step into something that is meant to be for you, right? You may have to make a choice here. You may have to make a choice, but I feel like you've already made it or you're going to make it, because all the cards that follow are all wands. So things may start to happen for you very quickly. Things may start to happen very suddenly out of nowhere. It may make your head spin, or it may make you feel a little bit anxious. That Two of Swords could be maybe you feeling a little concerned or kind of holding back a little bit because things are happening so quick, or because things are unfolding so fast. It may be at some point too good to be true for some of you. But for others of you, this has already started to unfold, because Wands energy is very quick and you have a lot of it out here. So I am so happy for you. I'm wishing you all the best. If this has resonated for you, please feel free to like and subscribe and let me know in the comments. If that Wheel of Fortune energy and that Eight of Wands, because you have two cards of sudden positive shifts and changes and messages coming in. So if that energy has already happened, please feel free to let us know. I love hearing good news. I love hearing about like positive shifts in people's lives. So please feel free to let us know in the comments. You don't have to, don't feel pressured. But if you choose to share that with us, I'd love to hear it. But other than that, if you're interested, you can return to the channel. There are other topics, videos, and readings there as well. But other than that, thank you.